everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. We're going to give it just a few more minutes to let the rest of our crew here hop on.
Hello.
Hey, Doug.
Hello, Sam. Hello, Michael.
Hey.
Hello,
Hello,
sir.
gentlemen and ladies.
Everyone.
Thank you all for joining. We're looking forward to this. It's the third webinar in our series, and yeah, maybe we'll do more. I think we're starting to hit our stride. What do you guys think? We'll find out after this one, right?
Well, yep, following you, Doug, we can go ahead and get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And as Doug said, welcome to our third and final session in our ControlUp webinar series. Today, we are digging into advanced automation and scripting. So I will go ahead and pass it to you, Doug, to get us started.
Again, thank you all for joining. This is, like I said earlier, and Sarah said, it's our third of this series, and each one of these is available on demand. And after we finish this webinar, if you've registered, if you're listening to me, you'll receive a link and an email with all, so you can watch it later at your leisure. And we're really looking forward to these. It's to this one, and I think we've had a great series. Today we're going to talk about advanced automation and scripting and really move into sort of the future and no-code workflows. And Sam, who led us through last webinar, is going to be the lead here, and then Michael, who I'll introduce in a second, will do as he did last week and really dive into this thing. So next slide, please.
Could be a slide where we.
Yeah, what happened to the people?
People disappeared. Wow.
Wasn't even my fault this time.
I know.
Sarah,
I think
rewind a
that's
couple.
mine.
Well, we don't need the slides. So we have three presenters today, or two presenters and me. And so we have Sam Legrand, and Sam is one of our field CTOs here at ControlUp. And he's going to be diving deep into, like I said, workflows and automations and scripting and things of that nature, and show you some cool stuff. And I'm really, really happy to have Michael with us. In fact, Michael's the CEO and founder of Froke Systems, and the one that really is hosting these and putting these events together, and absolutely brilliant guy. And he's going to add the color. So he's the John Madden of today that's going to add the color, challenge Sam, and really take this thing to the next level. So yeah, pretty happy to have these guys with us. And yeah, did I leave anything out, guys?
No.
Next slide,
This time
please.
you were great.
This time, okay.
Thank you, Douglas. Flattery will absolutely get you everywhere. So my name is once again Michael Schuster, founder of Froke Systems. We are a North American-based end-user infrastructure company. We focus on reselling services and technologies from a select set of vendors in the EUI space, as we refer to. So that covers digital workspaces, backend infrastructure, on-prem and cloud, modern work, and network and security. And ControlUp plays a role in pretty much each one of those key practice areas for us, and that is why they are a core partner. So we're blessed to have the awesome ControlUp team with us, and for having agreed to spend so much time with us over the last 6 months in running these webinars and prepping for them, and excited to share with everyone what we have to share.
Perfect. And the other thing I forgot to say is that if you have any questions, we'll be taking obviously taking Q&A. We'll save it to the end, but not really. If you have a question, please ask it within, as you have it. And if possible, I'll interrupt these guys and we'll get that thing answered right there within context. Sound good? So we talked about this one. Sam, can you do the agenda for us, please?
Yeah, a quick agenda. So we will start quickly about who is ControlUp, why we are talking today. I will mention the Gartner Dex Magic Quadrant about like digital employee experience, and then I will go straight into the console showing live things. I split it into 4 sections. The first one, like how it started, like the very early days where we could do actions from the console and kind of reacting to what's happening in the infrastructure. Then we had the new things that were like the script-based actions, which was a subset of script we delivered. And yeah, people could bring over one that's completely community driven. So a lot of like nice people from the community participated on that. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, then when we added the ControlUp for desktop scripting engine, that was also something interesting. So we'll talk about that, and we will finish with the workflow, which is the new feature that may be of interest for automation and auto remediation. We end, as you said, with the questions. But I think before starting, we have something.
We do. We have a question for you, right? We're going to ask a question. So real quick, we'll do a couple poll questions. So if you don't mind, answer the question. Would you like to use more automation, auto remediation? Yes
And just
or
while
no?
we're waiting for that, maybe just throw a quick example out there. What's a good example of auto remediation?
So
Just to get
like
people's
a one that
going.
is like very common is like the Microsoft Teams clear cache. So meaning that you start having like either slowness or even worse, you can get like up to application crash, and then you will automatically detect that like few occurrence of a Teams crash on a machine. Then you will automatically fire a script or a remediation, an auto remediation that will clear the Teams cache for you. So the idea usually it goes through the last 6 months, look at the top 50 most recurring tickets, and then start from there. Like that's what we see on the field, like making use of like the ITSM data. That's usually where it starts.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. We have yes taking the cake.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
let's ask another question. I think we were kind of almost sure about this one. So let's go to the second one.
What prevents you? Oh, thing pops up. What prevents you from using auto remediation? Fear of mass failure? Lack of confidence in automation? Maybe you just don't believe it's going to work. It's going to cause some issues in your environments. Limited scripting skills. Yeah, it's not something that's really your forte, right? So it's like, oh, I'll go do this over here instead of PowerShell or other. We really needed all the above.
And if you select over, please use the Q&A or the chat to say what is over. That would be maybe interesting to see. But yeah, we see no, don't want to announce what is winning, but looks like we have some maybe a lack of resources here.
What do we see as percentages? Can we see those?
You can.
Oh, look at that. Interesting. Lack of confidence in automation. Scripting skills. I can understand that. And others interesting too. Oh, interesting.
So all good. We'll just move ahead. And I will start with the who is ControlUp. So ControlUp is a company founded like 15 years ago. DNA is definitely around Citrix infrastructure, VDI, end user computing, like RDSH. We have about like a bit more than 2,000 customers. We are managing 6 million seats. And it gives us like a lot of insights. For instance, like this week, or it was last week already, we announced that we discovered a problem on WinWord, on Microsoft Word, where a specific version started to crash. So having like 6 million devices all like monitored and managed, we can see that all of a sudden, like a large set of organizations start to have the same crash. So we are also using AI to look at that. So I think that's quite interesting. One thing that's set up apart from I would say the competition, and that's also the magic quadrant that says that, is that number, like the 10 million automation executed every week. So if you look at 6 million devices, 10 million automation per week, it's more than one per device per week. So meaning that even if people see that as a like a risk of failure or a lack of skills on the scripting part. As we provide built-in automation, we see that more and more often in our customer environment. So that's I would say about it. We have a lot of customer. You have some logos behind. Below, we have a very nice logo from everywhere. We are super proud of that. But let's talk about the DEX market. So DEX means digital employee experience. That's something that Gartner came up with, I would say 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Before it was like monitoring, insights, analytics. All these names converge to the DEX market, and yeah, for the second time we have been named a leader in that management in the DEX management tools. The nice thing is the progression of ControlUp. We started to manage the desktop like 5 years ago. The first edition of the Magic Quadrant was 2 years ago, and we were already in the leader category. And we went up, higher up, and right to the, I would say, in the right direction. So that's we are very proud of that, and we are listening customers, we are listening the market. So I'm looking forward for the next edition of the Magic Quadrant that should appear. I would say 2026. So I think we had enough slides, and we are going to switch to the real-time console. So as I said, the very beginning of ControlUp was about VDI. So I'm on the ControlUp for VDI thing. I can show here. So we have like the devices, the dashboards. I'm on the VDI side. So the first few things we proposed and that are still in the console because it's still being used a lot is, I would say, basic actions. So I see one user, I can right click. I can, for example, log off a session, restart a machine, put in maintenance mode. It's not automation, it's actions, meaning that that was the beginning, the very early stage where you didn't had to go to, at that time, that was not Director in Citrix, but the management console, the Citrix management console. And like the idea was to have like a single pane of glass, one console to do everything, from the host, hypervisor, to the machines, to the sessions. So we had a subset of, I would say, 10, 15 actions. And we saw that there was a lot of usage on these ones, and we came then with scripting library. So few steps. If we looked at the, I would say, the scripts that we have, it's on the action library. And Michael asked what is the most used actions, or that's the one. Like analyze log on duration, I would say is definitely number one by far. I did by 84,000 people. So that's massive. That's, or I would say, top seller script. The nice thing is every script that is there is available as well in our website. So we don't even enforce to use ControlUp to make benefit from these scripts. You can run them outside. Obviously, it's it's much more easier to run it from our console, but the scripts are provided. It's a community-driven thing. We have a lot of people.
There's a lot of scripts out of the box in effect, plus the ability to create your own for your own use cases.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not starting blind.
Exactly. So we have about like 300, 400 scripts.
That was my next question: is how many is there in the community right now?
Yeah, it's about 400. The latest one is Citrix Profile Management Log Analyzer. It's interesting because I'm not sure what you're using as a profile tool, but we have seen a lot of people moving to FS Logics. Like I would say 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a bit more when Microsoft get it for like purchased it and gave it away to almost everyone. So we have seen a lot of adoption on that tool, and now we have seen some people moving back to UPM or Citrix Profile Management. So we had a lot of requests to have like the log analyzer adapted for Citrix Profile Management. So it's done. It's Trend that made it. So the way it works, it's like you have like it's fully PowerShell. So it's not. You can do your own, as Michael mentioned. You can create your own script. If you have already like a script that is working for your help desk or for your support, you can just adapt it to be run from the ControlUp console. So that's one thing. You see here, like the parameters. These are if you need to run them manually. If you want to run the script manually outside ControlUp, you will have to fill them. If you run that from the console, we will get, and that's kind of the magic. If I launch, for example, that script, the analyze logon duration, if I show it to you, I go a script library, analyze logon duration. There, you will see that there are like a few parameters to set: the client name, the session ID, the domain user. Like as soon as you run it from the console, and I run it before the webinar started, everything is pre-filled for you. And here that user had like 100 seconds of logon duration, and we can find which was causing that. We see the result set of policy that took a while, and we can also detect that we had some WML filter on some group policy. And we can definitely detect that there is like a corrupted WMI class. So meaning that WMI is broken on that machine, which slow down the entire process of logon. And not only that, so it's kind of interesting to see that. You see like all the queries, like as a recommendation, I would always avoid to do like select star from. Like never, like if you don't need everything, don't poll everything, because sometimes you have like hidden queries behind that. So if, for example, you see like this one is interesting, I will zoom in, select star from Win32 product, where name like whatever, Citrix. I would replace the star by just name, meaning that you will query only one field, which will be much faster in terms of logon performance. So this script can also help you to understand what is slowing down your logon. And that's a script that we run either manually, but we also have people starting to adapt it to run it as soon as something happened. Like if logon time or logon duration is more than, I don't know, 40 seconds, a minute, then we run the script, we log that in an ITSM, like ServiceNow, Jira, Topdesk, wherever you want to log it, or you can even send via Slack, Teams connector. So idea is to be able to run that script whenever you need it and in the way you need it. That's the key element here. And if you look, you have like all the block, all the faces. You see that the group policy drive mapping were like quite slow as well. So that's about the scripting capabilities. Any question on that? Not sure. Like Doug, you're following the question on this?
I am. We don't have a question on this yet, but we'll take a moment. If you guys have any questions, please. I do have a comment or about one of the poll, the second poll, and why. And I liked it. I thought it was a good comment. It makes a lot of sense. Lack of incidents being logged from users, which is, and lack of data from apps. For devs don't always have their apps write to events. So yeah.
So that, like the first part is interesting, like Gartner and Forrester, and I'm not trusting like these guys like always, but they have like surveys that says that about 50% of the tickets are never created. So meaning that, and that's kind of interesting, when you put a DEX solution, you will get more tickets. Like you will discover more because you have full visibility. and it's
You're not relying on the
counterproductive.
users to submit at that point. It's being
Yeah,
automated.
yeah, you're
Exactly,
automating
exactly.
the
Generally, as we
detection.
all know, if a user's logged a ticket, more often than not, it's represents 10, 20 users having an issue.
Absolutely. And that's
Exactly.
issue's gone on for a while too.
Yeah, and usually I think that's like in French we say the drop that make the glass like splitting. I think it's the straw on the back that breaks the camel back in
Straw
English.
that breaks the camel's back. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually that's that. Like people will really be upset when they start creating the ticket. They
Yeah,
will
because
have like
it's not something
suffer
you've
for
got like a
weeks.
little pad over here on the side, right? Where it's just up having an issue, click, there you go. It
Mm,
takes some effort. So you really need to be, it needs to, you need to be perturbed enough to go and log a freaking ticket, right? So yeah, exactly. You're correct there.
yeah, and I think like I want to show another example of script that we had running or remediation we had running on a lot of customers. So I had a problem this afternoon, like a flight problem, nothing big, but I'm at the airport today. I should have been at my hotel. I didn't manage, so I'm at the hotel and I'm at the airport. And if we look, there is something interesting because we can also detect things. So if we look at the list of users, I should see my machine here. And you see that I'm in Heathrow. You can recognize that's London, the London Bridge. And you see that I detect like I'm a bit far away from the access point. It doesn't have that much impact because it's still green, it's still good, and the quality of my voice seems to be okay, so that's great. But it's like a warning. If I move more, if I'm going more far away from the access point, then I will have more problem. I can start sending notification to the user. Hey, looks like you're a bit far away from the. If you start having problem, try to come closer to your access point. And we
So
have
while running a
all.
webinar, try not to move unless it's to plug your laptop into
Yeah.
a.
Oh no, I'm sticky. No one will kick me out of my my chair. I reserve that place. But yeah, the idea is like being able either to run a script to do an automation or sending notification to the user that we detected something. Usually for the user experience, it's much better. Like taking care of the user, saying, "Hey, we discovered that the problem is now detected." Then we know we are working on it and or try to fix it. Like looks like your Wi-Fi signal is way too low. Here you see like 51, high latency. That guy is suffering. Like and it will may not create a ticket. That's the interesting piece, and we have this in real time and also in the historical data as well. So we can use all these triggers to run automation, and that's the thing here. So that's about I would say the VDI use cases. We have plenty. We can detect machines that are unregistered, reboot them. I think use case number one for Citrix customer, like the weekly reboot or the daily reboot or the whatever reboot plan you have. Sometimes you have machines that will reboot and not being registered to the delivery controller or the cloud connector. Being able to put an automation that says if machine is up more than 5 minutes and still not registered, I will start to restart the broker agent service. If after 10 minutes it's still not okay, I will reboot the machine. So I try to reproduce what an admin would do. Like any Citrix admin will look, will try to restart the service, doesn't work, restart the machine. That's how everyone is doing MCS, PVS machines. Automating that will definitely save a lot of tickets and a lot of manual operation. So that's why we put in place automation at the first hand. And this one is number one on Citrix use cases. And I'm not blaming Citrix. We have exact same thing for Horizon as well. So 1-1 for each of them. But now I want to show you the evolution in terms of scripting, because in the term of VDI, we had to gather information from hell, like the hypervisor, the Citrix side. When it's come to desktops, it's more on the machine. It's like a modern management. And we also have like a script library for desktops. We can create, and I will use the example I gave a bit earlier with the MS Team cache. This script, like very basic. That's the one we found here. Like this is the where we found it, and basically just create close teams, killing the process, then clear the team's cache and relaunch it. That's about it. There is some error handling and things. And the nice thing here, if I'm going at the very bottom, and that's what I would suggest when you write a script in ControlUp, you will see like here the SIP prevent begin and SIP events ends. These things will send automatically the data to the backend. So meaning you have a way to get the feedback from your script inside the database, inside the data lake of ControlUp. So that's a very, very practical thing. And how it comes, like how can you check that in the script? I want to show you one single script that is about the CPU temperature for Windows. That's one that is here. So here you see that the script is signed, and you see like SIP data begins, SIP data ends. And we send that, it's a JSON. So as soon as the script runs, it will create a data index. So meaning that even if ControlUp is not already gathering a data point or a probes, some monitoring tools will call it like a probe. We can add a custom probe or a custom data point that we'll collect. And this one, we collect it every 10 minutes or every day. And this CPU temperature will end in the data. And I should have like a temperature. Pay attention, how it's called. Let's go back. Get CPU, this one. Wait. Yeah. This one. Of course, this one is disabled, so that's why there is nothing. So I can just enable it, run it as a trigger. So instead of long interval, I will do like custom system, and I can get the script, and I will be able to run it. And the first thing that we will do is create the index called CPU temp. So it's a way to gather information that we like are not collected by ControlUp by default. So very powerful, very interesting. That's the first like the way we first get the Windows 11 readiness reports, for example. But think of anything you can gather via a script. We can store it in a custom index. That's very, very powerful, and I would really encourage you to do this kind of thing. And we have that tenant a lot of custom indexes, and with some that are traceroute and net process connections. That's the way, for instance, for now, process connection are not stored by ControlUp, but a custom script can do that. And you have like all the local address and process ID, process name. You have all the network connection that are happening on your devices. That's, I would say, the key element. It requires some knowledge in terms of the scripting, and that's coming back to your lack of, I would say, resources in terms of or skills in terms of scripting, and that's I would say usually the partners like say, okay, you guys are used to scripts, so we see much more adoption when a customer is followed by a trained partner like Feroki. Okay. Now we are going to move to what I would call the future. The future is trying to get more things done without scripting. So I mentioned that during the last webinar, where a year ago, everything remediation or every, would say, customization would have been done via scripting. And we understand that this lack of skills is present for sure. And we came up and we acquired a solution. Actually, we acquired a company called Takoto. And this company is, the result is ControlUp for workflows. Workflows is a low-code, no-code solution that allows us to basically interact with pretty much everything. So we have built-in integration, and I can show you. I do a flow, the list of I would say built-in integration into an AVD cloud PC. So if I create a new flow, I continue empty flow. You see Azure Blob Storage, Azure Key Vault, of course ControlUp. We see like ServiceNow somewhere, Jamf Pro, like every component of an IT service, we can interact with that. And if I take, for example, AVD, can enable drain mode. I can list the host pools. I can do a lot of things with that without a single line of code. So the idea is to replace all the scripting, all the thing by drag and drops. So today, I would like to show you like a template, and the template is one I really like because it's not a remediation per se, but it's a way to detect if machines should be replaced or not. So the device lifecycle, it's something that is coming a lot of time into the discussion when it comes to DEX. And this is the way we handle that. So I will use a template. You will see that it's super easy to use and to consume. Here, like the way, first thing you have to select if you want to run it manually or a schedule or an API. We have a lot of customers using API mode, meaning ServiceNow. We have a very large financial institution. They are using ServiceNow, and ServiceNow is calling ControlUp to know if the machine should be replaced or not. And every time a user click on the service request, I want a new laptop, then that flow is executed. So we just throw there, we go here, we go for the integration. We said that it's for Dell. We can put limits, of course, and we will create a spreadsheet. So let's go with Breno, for example. We can create a file, and then we will append value to put some title to the columns, and then we will loop for every device. And we are going to ask for to ControlUp, like the CPU memory, the CPU usage, the memory, like the performance metric for the last 30 days, for example. And we will do like, I don't know, like 95 percentile and the average. Then we call Dell because that list is for Dell, and we send the serial number, and we will retrieve the warranty information. Is the device still under warranty or not? And then with that, we will ask for the detail of the device, so shipping date, purchase date, like all of this. And the last step is asking AI to digest all of that. So we have trained like an AI, an LLM with these things. We have sent input, the name of the machine, the CPU load, the disk, like all the metrics we collected, the fact that the machine is still under warranty or not, and then we send a summary, and we will store that in the Excel sheet. So the idea is clearly to get a massive saving in terms of renewal. A lot of people are trying to move away from automatic renewal every 3 years. They want to keep the hardware for a longer time of period. So that's a step that can be used. And just as an example, I was talking to that financial customer. They have about like 40,000 devices in total, and the service request for I want a new laptop was raised about 1,500 times a year. So every year there is someone asking for a new laptop 1,500 times. Guess it's not the same guy, obviously, but that's the kind of automation we can do with ControlUp. Another one that can be hard to do and that is clearly a time save, like that will save a lot of time. That's a customer in Belgium. They had about like 600 application, enterprise application in Azure, and some of them, well, most of them had secrets. And the good thing or bad thing with secrets is kind of a new certificate. I think we all had, for every single Citrix admin, we all had one time at least a Netscaler where the certificate got expired. That's something that we can monitor, by the way, with ControlUp. But we never had like a way to control application secrets in ControlUp. Now we can. So meaning that based on that, you can just say, I want to integrate with Azure, with my Azure account. Then I list all my secrets and I look, and if the days until expiration is less than 10 or less than 20, depends of the size of my company and my ease of change, then I will send, for example, a message in a Teams channel, or I can use Slack, I can use a ticket. And that's something we really push for at all our customers. Like Teams is nice to demo, it's nice to show. Pushing to the ITSM system will definitely help, because most of the enterprises will have like KPIs on their ITSM, and it's a nice way to prove that the solution is doing stuff. Because if you automate things, people will there will be less complaint. Yeah, that's the main idea of that. But if there is less complaint about you from user, maybe sometimes you will see, okay, I don't need a tool. So being able to showcase what the tool is doing is critical, and that's why we pushed a lot. Instead of creating that, I would really encourage you to say, I want to, and let's not use every time the same one. Let's use, I don't know, PagerDuty, for example, and create an incident. Here we are. And that's link it there. Push it back. Yeah. That's very easy to link. That's, oh yeah, I need first to select it. Anyway, that's the idea. We really want to log everything in the ITSM to be able to showcase the value of the solution. And obviously, as soon as you have that, you will start having an overview of what's being run, and yeah, some success, some failure. But see that we have a few example. That's a new tool. It's been released like a few months ago. But we see a very interesting approach at a lot of customers, where they replace existing automation or they create new automation because it's easier to maintain, easier to put in place, and easier to control as well.
Sam, I have a question for you. So are there any limitations to workflows? You know, like with scripting, you can do anything, right? It's sort of the limits is how good of a coder you are. Are there
Yeah.
limitations to scripting or to workflows where you would then fall over to
So,
scripting?
so we are working on some limitation. The first one we have is today, workflow is a SaaS-based solution. So meaning if you want to interact with, I would say on-prem, an on-prem world, we don't have like a gateway or a connector or anything to do stuff internally. So I would say that's the first limitation we have. One thing that is interesting when you create a flow, and that's, let's go back here and continue with draft. Let's say you're using, I don't know, a tool that is not yet there. We can also use like API call, like get, post, delete. So meaning that if an API is available, we can interact with that. Our partners, our professional services are trained to do that. As soon as we have an HTTPS template, you can export it as a JSON. And usually we send that to the dev and they will create that's how we did like the Fresh service, for example. One guy wrote all the HTTP requests, then send it over to dev. And now we have Fresh service integration with create tickets, delete tickets, etc., etc. So yeah, some limitation. The main one today is the lack of a gateway. If I'm saying that it's a limitation, that means that we have identified it, we are fully aware of it, and we are working on providing something for that. Because if you think sometimes, and from our DNA, we are still doing some Citrix, Horizon stuff. So I see a lot of integration with Citrix, for example, with the delivery controller that is running on-prem.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. In terms of workflows, I would say we haven't found one thing that we haven't been able to do. Like we have some kind of challenges in between the CSM and the professional services, and we have done like very, very complex flows. It can start to be that's where we go from no code to low code. But yeah, that works pretty well, and we have great feedback on that. Few things I want to mention. There is a one thing I would say on top of all the scripting, all the thing we already talked about. We released a few weeks ago a solution called Disk Monitor, the ControlUp Disk Monitor. We had announced already, like in it was in April, yes, April, the version 1. We released like few weeks ago the version 2. That's a tool that you can download on our website. It's free of charge. It's community driven. It's coming from the Innovation Guild. That's a team at ControlUp that is doing quick solutions when I would say a solution from within the product would take few months to release. The guys at the Innovation Guild would just write few scripts, some C# stuff, and after that we will go into the product. But it's kind of VMware had that before. I can't remember the name. The Flings, I think that was the name. Yeah, you're muted, Doug. But
You
I
are
see
correct. That's exactly right. Flings. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well done, Sam.
Yeah, so that's kind of similar things. So the disk monitor is something running. The good thing is if I'm going to my VDI, for instance, and I'm going to a machine, I will show you that here. That's a service. Windows service that is running all the time and is generating a few log files. And obviously, I need to refresh my page, but that's fine. The idea of that thing is to then look or parse the log file, and that's exactly what I'm going to show right now. If demo gods are with me, they should not let me by myself.
We will not
Loading.
leave you by yourself.
No.
Maybe while it's loading, you can take a second to plug in your laptop.
I've been watching that. I've been watching
Ah,
I've been watching that.
We're playing a game of chicken here.
Yeah.
100%. I have been watching that. I'm thinking to
No,
myself, what do I do when he disappears?
no, I'm not disappearing. You will see. Wow, good. Yeah. I've run it a bit before. I would have loved to do it live, but that's fine. I have a plan B. So you see that we have a script called the log analyzer. That's the last 24 hours, by the way, and it just tells you which files have been written, from which process, from which user. So that's very, very powerful, though. And we now support everything that is I would say VHD, like FS Logix profile, Citrix profile management. So that's the nice added value, and it's free of charge. You can play with that. There is a channel in the ControlUp community for the disk monitor.
Not for the disk monitor itself, but for the Citrix, the ControlUp Innovation Guild. So they're the solutions that come out of those guys. We have a channel, specific to that.
Okay.
One of the other things that just to mention too, that came out of the Innovation Guild is sort of at its formation is the new dashboards product. And if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. But I digress.
Yeah, it's a new feature we just released. But yeah, in terms of scripting, in terms of showing what we can do with automation, that's what I wanted to do. In the meantime, I'm looking for my charger, but I will find it. Thanks, Michael, to highlight that.
Plaisir.
Yeah, plaisir. Do we have any question? Anything? I covered the things I prepared, so now I am ready to reply to questions.
Michael, do you have any questions before? I have a few, but
Well, there's a few I want to send out just to the audience that's on. I mean, so Sam has given us a taste of what ControlUp can do in this realm of automation and self-healing and whatnot. I'd be curious to know from our folks here that are attending, what do you see as use cases or things that you've struggled with in your environments that you might be able to use this type of technology with? Or rather, questions that you might have for Doug and for Sam and for myself as to how you might want to consider tackling a challenge that you're having in the environment and perhaps where some of these automation capabilities could assist. Or just to take it a step further, what would you guys like to see more of? If we did additional webinars delving further into ControlUp, what sort of topics might be of interest to you that you think would be valuable to learn more about from the experts?
I love it. I love it. We don't have chat enabled, I don't think, right? Chat is only for
Right.
hosts and panelists.
You can put them as questions, I suppose.
Yes. So please, exactly. That was
We'll
what I
do
was
this
gonna
as
say.
the
Please.
Jeopardy style thing. What is X?
Exactly. That would be great. That would be great. I love it. And while you're doing that, I do have a question that was submitted. So what is the most used automation? You talked about that, the most used script, but what is the most used automation?
So the number one that came like a few we analyze that, and the most used automation is the very simple one, which is clear disk space. So as soon as the system drive goes full, we clean the system drive. So we have a script for that. We have an automatic trigger for that. So in the VDI, that's what is the most run as an automation. On the desktop side, sadly, I would say, is the Teams clear cache. Like, we had a very a high number of Teams cache problems at customers. That's what we saw, and it's kind of depend on the week, on the months, but these two are like massive. And then obviously I'm removing the create ITSM tool, like tickets, like ServiceNow, Jira. These things are like normal, like used massively.
Makes sense. See, I have another one here. What is an automation you can customize to use more of? Does that make sense?
What an automation you can customize to more? So I think the one I would like push like as a first automation, like if you like for some there was some I'm scared to do something bad with automation. Like if you do something wrong, you will do it automatically. So that's not great. Start with notifying the user. So, and you can do it by groups of people, starting with a few, like start with IT, for example. That's a very good use case because it doesn't change anything, but it gives idea to the user to fix himself. And that's a very good start because you will remove support tickets because looks like your CPU usage is 90%. The top application usage is, I don't know, Chrome. Try to close some tabs in your browser. That's just text, a recommendation to the user. You don't do it automatically. So that's a safest way, or a safe approach to, I would say, auto remediation / auto recommendation. Make sense, Doug?
That makes sense to me. I like it. Yeah. I'll give you a good answer.
I think we had a few slides to go through.
Perfect.
About, yeah, go on.
Perfect. I do want to go through these. So thank you, Sam. So first of all, thank you all for attending. If you have any more questions, please submit them. But first and foremost, we thank you for joining us. We hope you were able to join us for all the webinars. If you didn't, we definitely have them on demand and you can watch those and we'll send you an email and you'll have all that information. But this is just getting started, right? This is just sort of an overview. If you want to dive more into it, we have some great resources from the technical side here at ControlUp. You know, we have our academy, which is really great and very good hands-on learning too. We have some great trainers. Saban is a really wonderful person that really will help you in a deep way. We have a knowledge base where we just updated the website, and you can actually subscribe to it and get a simple email that tells you anytime something's been new or updated, and it works really well. A lot of those, there's tons of, you know, you get pinged 5 times a day, and it's just you turn it off. This one works really well. I'm really happy with it. Of course, we have stellar support. So if there's ever any issues or questions, you know, those guys will be willing to help you. We have a status page. So if you want to know the status of our online, you know, if you have any issues, go head over to the status page and make sure that, you know, we're not having issues and it's not your problem, right? And as I always like to say, the most important thing of all at ControlUp, the ControlUp community. So we built an entire technical community just for you. It's I like to call this a safe space from sales and marketing and all that drivel. So, if you have any questions, you can come in there and ask. You can talk to our product managers. One of our co-founders is there each and every day on Saturdays and Sundays too. And just an absolutely great place for the technical side of the plate, right? Also, we post what's new, what's coming soon. And again, you can ask us anything about any subject. So please join that. It's real simple too, controlupcommunity.com. And even more important than the ControlUp community, if you can even be so, are the folks at Farouk Systems. So there's no better replacement than, somebody that really does this, day in and day out and has decades of experience. And Michael and his crew definitely does that, do have that. So, yeah, so those are some continued resources. We thank you all for joining. Michael, Sam, anything else to ask?
I just want to thank
talk
everyone
about,
for
to
the time.
say?
This has been 3 solid sessions that we've done together. We've had a lot of folks that have attended all 3. We hope there's been value to them. And if you feel we should continue doing this with an expanded series and dive deeper into specific topics of ControlUp, we would love to hear from you. And again, thank you so much for A, your participation and joining us here and making this so successful, and B, for all the attendees for spending so much time with us over the last few months.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. And of course, thank you, Michael. And Sam, thank you so much. And Clint, who joined us for the first one, thank you very much.